Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q3 FY22 post-results conference call of GR Infraprojects Ltd, hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rahul Modi. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Seema. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of ICICI Securities, we welcome you to the Q3 FY22 results conference call of GR Infraprojects Ltd. We would like to thank the management for giving ICICI Securities the opportunity to host this call. We have with us from the management Mr. Ajendra Kumar Agarwal, Managing Director, Mr. Anand Rathi, Group Chief Financial Officer, and the Investor Relations team of GR Infra. I would like to hand over the call to the management for their remarks, post which we can have a Q&A session. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. Good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to you all. 31 दिसंबर 2021 को समाप्त हुए क्वार्टर के हमारे फाइनेंशियल रिजल्ट्स के डिस्कशन के लिए इस कॉल पर उपस्थित सभी का मैं हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं। मेरे साथ कंपनी के सीएफओ श्री आनंद राठी हैं। माननीय वित्त मंत्री द्वारा प्रस्तुत फ्यूचरिस्टिक बजट पृष्ठभूमि में मैं गिल के FY 2022 के Q3 के परफॉर्मेंस की चर्चा करने से पहले कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स को शेयर करने में खुशी होगी। एक बार फिर इस सरकार ने कैपेक्स ओरिएंटेड बजट का प्रस्ताव रखा है और बजट में कैपेक्स 16% से बढ़ाकर अप्रोक्सीमेटली 19% कर दिया है। पिछले वर्ष के कंपेयर में कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर में 35.4% इंक्रीज करके करीब 7.5 लाख करोड़ रुपीस कर दिया गया है। कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए स्टेट्स को भी 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए का एलोकेशन देश के इंफ्रा डेवलपमेंट के विकास के प्रति सरकार की कमिटमेंट को भी शो करता है। रोड, रेलवे, पोर्ट्स, एयरपोर्ट, मास ट्रांसपोर्ट, वाटरवेज और लॉजिस्टिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वो इम्पोर्टेंट कंपोनेंट्स हैं जो पीएम की गति शक्ति प्रोग्राम के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए अति आवश्यक है। यूनिफाइड लॉजिस्टिक इंटरफेस प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से सभी मोड ऑपरेटर्स के बीच में डेटा का एक्सचेंज किया जाना है ताकि एफिशिएंट मूवमेंट ऑफ गुड्स को सुनिश्चित किया जा सके, लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट को रिड्यूस किया जा सके, टीडीएस डॉक्यूमेंटेशन खत्म हो और रियल टाइम इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल हो सके। इस बजट में अर्बन ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम को डेवलप करने की दिशा में अधिक स्पेंड करने का भी प्रावधान है। मैं यूनियन बजट 2022-23 में रोड, रेलवे और मेट्रो क्षेत्र के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स की इन शॉर्ट अपडेट करना चाहूँगा। रोड सेक्टर में अगर देखते हैं, एक्सप्रेसवे के लिए पीएम गति शक्ति मास्टर प्लान अगले फाइनेंशियल ईयर में तैयार किया जाएगा। 2022-23 में देश के राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग नेटवर्क में करीब 25,000 किलोमीटर तक का विस्तार करने का लक्ष्य है, जिसमें नेटवर्क के साथ साथ मौजूदा रोड डेवलपमेंट भी शामिल है। मोर्स के अनुसार अगले फाइनेंशियल ईयर के लिए बजटीय एलोकेशन में 68% की वृद्धि देखी जा सकती है। फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23 में एलोकेशन 1.1 लाख करोड़ से बढ़कर 2 लाख करोड़ कर दिया गया है। हाईवे प्रोजेक्ट के लिए किए गए प्रमुख बदलाव में हमारे मेन क्लाइंट NHAI के फंडिंग पैटर्न में बोरोइंग बाय NHAI से गवर्नमेंट फंडिंग में शिफ्ट हो गया है। पर्वतमाला कार्यक्रम के तहत PPP मॉडल में फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23 में 60 किलोमीटर के 8 रोपवे परियोजनाओं को प्रदान किया जाना है। इसी तरह रेलवे सेक्टर में और मेट्रो सेक्टर में देखते हैं, वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमण जी के साथ पीएम गति शक्ति परियोजना के तहत भारतीय रेलवे ने फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23 में PPP मॉडल के तहत 4 स्थानों पर मल्टी मॉडल लॉजिस्टिक्स के डेवलपमेंट और अगले 3 वर्षों में 100 कार्गो टर्मिनल्स के विकास की घोषणा की है। फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022-23 के लिए कुल कैपिटल आउटले पिछले वर्ष के कंपेयर में 2.4 लाख करोड़ रुपीस लगभग 14% अधिक होने का अनुमान है। पिछले बजटरी एलोकेशन की तुलना में ग्रोस बजटरी सपोर्ट 27.5% से बढ़कर 1.4 लाख करोड़ रुपए हो गया है। केंद्र ने देश की विभिन्न मेट्रो प्रोजेक्ट के लिए भी यूनियन बजट 2022-23 में 19,130 करोड़ रुपए का एलोकेशन किया है। अब मैं कंपनी के अपडेट्स पर आता हूँ। फाइनेंशियल ईयर 22 के क्वार्टर थर्ड के लिए टोटल इनकम 1,853 करोड़ रुपए थी और एबिटा मार्जिन 15.6% और पैट मार्जिन 7% था। 9 मंथ के फाइनेंशियल ईयर 22 में टोटल इनकम 5,750 करोड़ रुपए रही। कंपेयर टू फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2021 में इन 9 मंथ्स में 22% की वृद्धि हुई है। इस अवधि के लिए एबिटा मार्जिन और पैट मार्जिन कम से 17% और 8.6% रहा। इस करंट पीरियड में हमने हैम की तुलना में ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट अधिक एग्जीक्यूट किए हैं, इसलिए थोड़ी मार्जिन में कमी आई है। Q3 2022 में हमने 25,000 करोड़ रुपए की कुल प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट लागत के साथ रोड सेक्टर में 21 प्रोजेक्ट के लिए बिड किया है। करंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर में अब तक हमने 63 प्रोजेक्ट के लिए बिड किया है, जिसमें रोड सेक्टर के 56 और मेट्रो, रेलवे और हाई स्पीड रेल के 7 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, जिसकी टोटल वैल्यू लगभग 66,000 करोड़ रुपए है। हालांकि 16,400 करोड़ रुपए के 16 प्रोजेक्ट के रिजल्ट अभी अनाउंस नहीं हुए हैं। हमने पावर ट्रांसमिशन सेक्टर में भी कदम रखा है और बिड करना स्टार्ट कर दिया है। Q3 2022 के दौरान हमने 810 करोड़ रुपए के कुल वैल्यू के 2 पावर ट्रांसमिशन प्रोजेक्ट में बिड किया। एक प्रोजेक्ट में बिल रिवर्स ऑप्शन में L2 पर था और दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट के लिए रिवर्स ऑप्शन अभी होना बाकी है। आने वाले महीनों में 15 से 16,000 करोड़ रुपए के टोटल वैल्यू के प्रोजेक्ट पाइपलाइन में हैं, जो काफी अट्रैक्टिव लग रहे हैं। 31 दिसंबर 2021 की स्थिति के अनुसार हमारी ऑर्डर बुक 14,598.98 करोड़ रुपए थी, जिसमें 30 प्रोजेक्ट शामिल है। इसके अलावा हमें 1,185.16 करोड़ रुपए के 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स में L1 है, जिनके लिए LOA अवेटेड है। हमारे ऑर्डर बुक में हैम और ईपीसी ऑर्डर कम से लगभग 67% और 28% है। ऑर्डर बुक का अप्रोक्सीमेटली 88.19 NHI से है और हमारी ऑर्डर बुक 13 स्टेट्स में फैली हुई है। एट प्रेजेंट हमारे ऑर्डर बुक में 27 रनिंग प्रोजेक्ट है, जिनकी टोटल वैल्यू 11,938 करोड़ रुपए है, जिसमें 2,661 करोड़ रुपए के 3 प्रोजेक्ट शामिल नहीं है, क्योंकि इनकी अपॉइंटेड डेट अभी डिक्लेयर नहीं हुई है। और हमें पूरा विश्वास है इन सभी प्रोजेक्ट को हम स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम पीरियड में कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं। हमने करंट ईयर में अभी तक 8 प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट किए, जिसमें 6 ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट हैं और 2 हैम प्रोजेक्ट हैं। अब हैम प्रोजेक्ट का कुल पोर्टफोलियो 16 प्रोजेक्ट है, जिनमें से 7 करंटली ऑपरेशनल है, 6 अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन है और 3 प्रोजेक्ट अवार्डेड है, जिनकी अपॉइंटेड डेट आना अभी बाकी है। हम रोड, रेलवे, मेट्रो सेक्टर के प्रोजेक्ट के लिए लगातार बिड कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस हाईली कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट में एग्रेसिव बिडिंग करना में हम फेवर में नहीं है। लेकिन हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि हम अपने अवेलेबल क्वालिटी रिसोर्स के साथ में अमृतकाल की इस अवधि में सरकार द्वारा बनाए जा रहे विभिन्न इंफ्रा अपॉर्चुनिटी अवसरों का उपयोग करते हुए विकास के पथ पर आगे बढ़ेंगे। थैंक यू।
Thank you. Good afternoon. Myself Anand, that is CFO of Infraprojects Ltd. Let me take you all through the financial performance for the 9 months ended December 2021. Our standalone revenue from operations increased by 1,035 crore across, with a growth of around 22%, from 4,616 crore in 9 months ended December 2020 to 5,651 crore in 9 months ended December 2021. Our consolidated revenue from operation also increased by 1,018 crore, a growth of around 20% year on year, from 5,118 crores to 6,126 crore in 9 months ended December 2021. Our standalone EBITDA margin has decreased to 17% in 9 months ended December 21 from 21% approx in 9 months ended December 2020. This decrease was primarily due to net decrease in the claim and bonus income recognized due to early completion of the projects amounting to rupees around 170 crore in current period as compared with the previous period. Our EBITDA margin at group level has also decreased to 20.65% in 9 months ended December 2021 from 26.98 approx 27% in 9 months ended December 2020. This decrease was in line with the decrease in margin at a standalone level. Our PAT margin at a standalone level decreased by 7% to 495.62 crore in 9 months as compared to 533 crore in 9 months ended December 2020. PAT margin at consolidated level also decreased by 20.77% to 555 crore as compared to 701 crore in 9 months ended December 2020. Our standalone net worth has increased to and reached the level of 4,098 crore at the end of December 2021. It was 3,600 crore at the end of fiscal 2021. Our net worth at consolidated level is 4,534 crore approx at the end of December 21, which was 3,980 crore at end of fiscal 2021. Our total standalone borrowing outstanding at the end of December 21 is 1,152.51 crores, including short-term borrowing of 55.07 crore, with debt to equity ratio of 0.28 times. Our total consolidated borrowing outstanding at the end of December 2021 is 4,834.58 crore, including short-term borrowing of 55.07 crore, with debt to equity of 1.07 times. Mobilization advance received from the clients outstanding at the end of December 2021 is around 124 crore as compared to 257 crore at the end of fiscal 2021. During the 9 months, company has made addition to the fixed asset amounting rupees 236 crore approx. Our net block of property, plant and equipments, including CWIP, is 1,384.42 crore at the end of current quarter. Investment in the subsidiary companies in form of loans and equity is 1,303 crore approx at the end of December 2021. It was 1,255 crore at the end of fiscal 2021. The lens promoter equity commitment required to be made for our operational HAM projects is around 1,326 crore, of which we are expecting contribution of around 120 crore in Q4 of the fiscal 2022, and next year in the range of 550 crore in the financial year 22-23. Our working capital days at the end of current quarter is 78 days approx, as compared to 73 days, almost at the same level at the end of fiscal 2021. Our trade receivable at the standalone basis is around 650 crores at the end of December 2021 as compared to 897 crores at the end of fiscal 2021. Our trade receivable at the consolidated level are around 301 crore at the end of December 2021 as compared to 492 crores at the end of fiscal 2021. Our unbilled revenue at the standalone basis is around 856 crores at the end of December 21 as compared to 267 crore at the end of fiscal 21. Our unbilled revenue at the consolidated level is around 593 crores at the end of December 21 as compared to 197 crore at the end of fiscal 21. Inventory levels are at the end of December 21 is around 882 crores as compared to 1058 crore at the end of fiscal 21. Cash and cash equivalents, including other bank balances, at the standalone basis is around 422 crore at the end of December 21 as compared to 542 crores at the end of fiscal 21. Our cash and cash equivalents at the consolidated level is around 894 crores at the end of December 21 as compared to 831 crores at the end of fiscal 21. Our order book at the end of quarter is around 14,599 crores. In addition, we have been declared L1 in 2 metro projects valuing around 1,185 crores. So at the end, I sincerely thank all our stakeholders, including employees, business partners, vendors, bankers, auditors, who have supported the company in this journey. On behalf of GN Projects Limited, I thank everybody for attending the earnings call. In case of any further query, please do get in touch with our investor relations desk. Thank you. May I request the coordinator to please open the platform for Q&A session.
Thank you. We will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Parikshit Kandopal. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a decent performance. So my first question is on, you have said some additional costs have been incurred. So if you can just clarify in this quarter why there was a margin impact and what were these additional costs incurred?
So yeah, there is additional cost which we have provided for in this quarter, or I would say in 9 months also. That is related to some of long-dated debt, that means debtors, which we have provided, and some CSR expenses, which otherwise we will be providing. I mean, as a practice, we were providing in the month of in the last quarter, but just to be fair on quarter-on-quarter results, so we have provided on quarterly basis. So for last 3 quarters where we are not provided for that CSR expenses based on our past earnings, we have provided right now in upfront in this quarter. So to that extent, around 30 crore of additional expenses we have provided for in this quarter. To that extent, our margin has gone down.
Okay. तो मेरा दूसरा क्वेश्चन है अजेंडा जी के लिए. अजेंडा जी, आपने बोला कि बजट में तो इंफ्रा में काफी एलोकेशन बढ़ा है इस बार, बट सर एक चीज जो अब तक समझ में थोड़ी सी नहीं आ रही है, आपने कॉम्पिटिटिव इंटेंसिटी के ऊपर भी बात करी कि कंपटीशन बहुत ज्यादा है सेक्टर में और कहीं पे ये हमको हिट कर रहा है हमारे मार्जिन्स पे प्रोजेक्ट जीतने के लिए. तो आपको कब लगता है सर कि कॉम्पिटिटिव इंटेंसिटी थोड़ी कम होगी जिससे हमें अपने मार्जिन पे प्रोजेक्ट मिल पाएंगे? उस पर आप थोड़ा सा हमको और बता सकते हैं डिटेल में.
ये जो अभी जिस तरह से कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट चल रहा है, एक तो जो कोविड के जो गवर्नमेंट ने रिलीफ दे रखे हैं, बैंक गारंटी के, फंडिंग के, जो जिस तरह से रिलीफ दे रखे हैं, जो जिनकी फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन भी सही नहीं है वो लोग कंपटीशन में हैं. लेकिन जैसे ही ये कोविड के जो रिलीफ मेजर्स खत्म होंगे, निश्चित रूप से ये पोजीशन सुधरेगी. और दूसरा, जो आने वाले समय में जो कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जिस तरह के बिग साइज के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, निश्चित तौर पे हमारी अपॉर्चुनिटी बढ़ेगी. क्योंकि ये जिस तरह से बिडिंग, मतलब कुछ कंपनी जिस तरह से एग्रेसिव बिडिंग कर रही है वो सस्टेनेबल है नहीं. हमारे हिसाब से वो इस तरह से हो नहीं सकता. इंफ्रा में बहुत ज़्यादा कंपटीशन करके, क्योंकि इसमें चैलेंजेस दूसरे भी हैं, फाइनेंशियल्स भी हैं, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ने अभी क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा रिलीफ दे रखी है उसकी वजह से ये कंपटीशन बढ़ा हुआ है. लेकिन आने वाले समय में निश्चित तौर पे ये परिस्थितियाँ सुधरेगी और हम लोग फिर से अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स ले पाएंगे.
अच्छा, one question is for Anand ji. Anand ji, you are planning to do an InvIT. So in the overall scheme of things, if you can explain how strategically important this InvIT will be and how will you be able to become more competitive here, if you can give some more sense on how you can get, because since the competitive intensity is very high, so how will this InvIT help you in improving your competitiveness in the market and get better orders? If you can give some color on that.
Yeah, so as a part of ICD, because we just don't want to hold the asset which we have completed, right? Projects which we have completed, because that return, I mean, there are different kind of investors who can hold those assets for long term, and their expectations in terms of return from those assets, completed assets, are quite low compared to what return which we are expecting on any kind of cash deployment or in equity deployment. So what we believe, or what we believe, that the InvIT is, as a strategy, we want to launch for the reason that probably as and when we'll be building the project, we'll be completing the project, we'll not need to negotiate, not to go to different investors. We'll be able to place it up to other InvIT vehicle. And let's say if that InvIT is launched and the InvIT is getting established, probably my cost of capital will be coming down, and it will be actually helping us and it will be actually helping us becoming more competitive in terms of bidding more HEM projects or PPP projects, I would say. because my capital cost, if I am getting the capital, if I am able to flip my projects as and when completed without any much negotiation and without any delay, then there is a visibility which we will be having with us that will be once the project will be completed, it will be transferred. So it is going to help me in reducing my capital cost. And what I believe is that my cycle would be completed because we are EPC player. We would be of late we have already become the developer. We have completed so many projects. Now only incomplete part which I believe is only that the investor base, the capital, where if I can get the sufficient capital to to hold those assets. And by doing that InvIT and while holding certain percentage of the certain stake of that InvIT, I'll be continuing with O&M activities also, which is again a bit better for us. And we are we have got expertise in that O&M piece also, and there in O&M piece probably we will be having decent margin as well. So I think in all in all it will be having it will be helping us in a great way. It will be going long in terms of reducing our cost of capital, I would say, and then increasing our margin also, because that O&M margin will not actually have to part with that O&M margin, with otherwise would be parting if we will be selling to those projects, completed projects to other investors.
ठीक है सर, just last question sir, ये FY20 आपने बोला 4Q you will spend about 120 crores on equity and FY23 550, so balance 650 crores will be in FY24. The total 1326 I think is spending to be invested.
Yeah. So current Q4 we are expecting 125 crore kind of equity infusion, and the balance is to be infused in next 2 years. For next year we are targeting around 550. So FY24 will be around 650, something like this.
Okay, so this last thing, once you have, because of the InvIT, we have to have the completed asset. So you still have 2 more years to complete these projects and put in the equity. So do you think you'll be in a position to launch this InvIT before these projects get completed? So, or is it like you will only transfer those assets which are completed and then maybe keep adding assets from there?
So actually, it's an ongoing process, I would say, because I'll be adding more HAM projects now. I'll be bidding for more HAM. We'll be taking more HAM, and probably that those HAM would be completed after 3 years. So point is that we'll be launching the InvIT probably next 6 months or 9 months, whatever. But then as and when whatever project I'll be bidding, I'll be taking on my balance sheet. I'll be transferring it to InvIT as and when it will be completed. So as of now, yeah, as on date, we have got around 6-7 HAM projects operational. So we are planning that we are just evaluating what kind of projects or what number of projects to transfer to InvIT to start with. This is under evaluation.
Okay, sir. ठीक है, sir. Thank you. Those were my questions. I'll join in the queue for more questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have the next question from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. सर फर्स्ट वापस से EBITDA मार्जिन पे आपने बोला कि डेटर्स रिटर्न ऑफ एंड CSR एक्टिविटी जो किया दिस क्वार्टर 30 करोड़, सो डेटर्स रिटर्न ऑफ कितना था उसमें से सर?
Around 19 crore is debtors and 11 crore is CSR, disproportionate CSR, which we have booked for in this quarter. So total 30 crore is the total amount.
ओके. सेकंड सर अभी आपने बताया कि एक बार अगर आप वापस से नंबर भी रिपीट करेंगे तो इन टर्म्स ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी साइज 63,000 and 16,400 crore 16 प्रोजेक्ट्स येट टू बी ओपन. सो अभी तक मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अभी तक हमको इनफ्लो इंक्लूडिंग L1 अगर हम गिनते हैं तो मोटा मोटी 3,600 3,700 3,600 है. तो और कितना इनफ्लो आर वी एक्सपेक्टिंग इन दिस नेक्स्ट 1.5 months, एंड उसमें हैम आपको लग रहा है कि हैम उसमें से कितना हो सकते हैं, एंड ऑल्सो एट द सेम टाइम EPC में एज यू आर सेइंग के कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो EPC में आर वी टारगेटिंग एनीथिंग इन नेक्स्ट 1.5 months?
EPC में no doubt competition बहुत ज़्यादा है. EPC the competition is, the bidder are bidding, let's say they are taking projects with even almost discount of 30-35% from the NHI price, right? So if we go by this kind of bidding, probably we don't think that we will be having any EPC projects next 2 or 3 months by March, I would say. So yeah, I mean, but EPC projects are there, the pipeline is there, and as of now, we are running sort of almost 8 to 10,000 crore of order book. So that to that extent, I mean, we'll be targeting this number of order book. We'll try to add by March. Always subject to that this kind of bidding. I mean, pipeline of as of now, which is visible from NHI website or something, is that around 47,000 crore of hybrid projects is to be bid and 25,000 crore EPCs will be bid. Yeah, but we'll be targeting around 10,000 crore of the order book by the end of March. That will be incoming.
Okay, so additionally further whatever we have received, another we are expecting 10,000 odd crore. So उसमें से हैम कितना सर हम लोग 5-6 हज़ार करोड़ हैम देख रहे हैं कि आप जैसे बोलो ईपीसी में ज़्यादा कंपटीशन है तो our focus will be more on HAM?
See, I mean, so far the confidence right now we are having is that we just don't find any difference between HAM and EPC. So no doubt EPC is more preferred option for us, but if it's totally game of the competition, how competition plays. If let's say we are having high competition EPC, probably not be able to win EPC because we just don't want to lose money by executing projects. So even we are even comfortable taking HAM of around 8 to 10,000, 100% of HAM they are comfortable.
Okay. And sir, मोटा मोटी in terms of guidance अभी revenue margin पे हम लोग कुछ guidance देंगे कभी जो आया है और written off और CSR कैसा कुछ unexpected है कि अपना वापस से margin 16% plus में 17% का कहाँ पे अभी हम लोग देख रहे हैं margin and revenue अभी already 9 months में हमने 22% का हो गया but this quarter definitely अपना decline है. So how are we looking at fourth quarter? Because last time fourth quarter we have done sizable number 2,600 odd crores. So
yes, so this time we could not execute much of the project. Reason being that appointed date is being declared, by NHA with some delay, right? So maximum appointed date जो हम लोग को मिला है by in the month of December or January or February, I would say. So hence, there's the challenge that why we could not, post much of growth in 2-3 quarter, which is obviously, is a better quarter, I would say, generally in terms of, execution because rains का थोड़ा कम रहता है effect. So generally, but it is our bad luck this time that probably appointed date could not be declared, hence we could not complete. Or abhi, because most of the projects, particularly HAM में तो we have recently got that appointed date. One project where we have got appointed date in the month of December. In some projects I got in this January and some projects recently in February. So I don't think in quarter 4 we will be having much of the revenue coming from these projects. So yes, but as of now, out of total order book around 14,600 crore are operational. The projects where we have already received the appointed date is around 12,000 odd crore. So we believe that unless until we add some EPC projects because HAM projects takes time to get convert onto the ground. So probably that next year also will be the growth would be in terms of top line would be in the range of 5 to 10% unless we receive the EPC which can be converted in immediately once it is received.
Okay, so sir 5 से 10% आप बोल रहे हैं अगले FY23 के लिए ग्रोथ बट ये फोर्थ क्वार्टर में अपना डिक्लाइन दिख सकता है वापस से अपने को डिग्रोथ रेवेन्यू पे एंड मार्जिन पे भी मैंने पूछा था मार्जिन पे भी अभी हम लोग बैक टू नॉर्मल लेवल ऑफ मार्जिन 16% प्लस का मार्जिन वापस से देखने को मिलेगा फोर्थ क्वार्टर से.
फोर्थ क्वार्टर में in terms of decline तो मेरे को देखना पड़ेगा if you are comparing with the last year fourth quarter probably your decline आएगा reason being that project execution में अभी आया है around 6,000-7,000 करोड़ appointed date अभी आया है so that could be the case. Margin का जहाँ तक बात आता है सर तो margin में because generally our margin are higher. In fact, I told earlier also that my margins are higher in case I am executing more HAM projects. If it is EPC, it will be range of 14% only. So to that extent, my margin would be varying, right? So if let's say if I am executing more HAM projects, my margin would be on increasing trend, and if I'll be executing more EPC, then probably the margin would be this range only, 14-15% sort of range, which we expect.
ओके सर, लास्टली अपना जो अपॉइंटेड डेट है, जो 3 हैम प्रोजेक्ट है, वो कब कब आएगा, एंड जो 2 नए L1 हैं हम लोग 1185 करोड़, उसका अपॉइंटेड डेट कब ही आएगा?
तो 3 जो है उसका probably one project we can receive, I mean we expect to receive appointed date in the March itself.
सर कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट?
वो हमारा होगा जो एक छत्तीसगढ़ का प्रोजेक्ट है, छत्तीसगढ़ का एक प्रोजेक्ट है, हम प्रोजेक्ट
रायपुर धनबाद,
राइट, विलासपुर का एंड देन 2 प्रोजेक्ट जो अभी हम मिले हमारे को, विच वाज ऑफ पंजाब, तो उसका अपॉइंटेड डेट वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग ओनली इन द सेकंड हाफ दिस क्वार्टर, दिस नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर, सॉरी सेकंड हाफ द नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर। और जो L1 चल रहे हैं 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स, वन इज ओल्ड प्रोजेक्ट NCRTC का जो काफी टाइम से, साल हो गया ऑलमोस्ट, वी हैव बीन डिक्लेयर्ड L1, एंड वन इज नोएडा मेट्रो which we have got where we have got L1 status recently, but maybe because of some election going on in that particular state, probably that award is getting delayed. Otherwise we would have, so for Noida probably we believe that 592 or 593 crore kind of metro projects we are expecting appointed date to be to be declared in the month of April or May, as and when this election process gets over.
सॉरी सर, ये जो 2 नए जो L1 है उसका आपने क्या बोला, कब तक बोला अपॉइंटेड डेट सर?
Appointed date for one project is Noida Metro. We are expecting in the month of April or May, once that election gets over in the state of UP. NCRTC का जो पुराना है, maybe some approval which is pending at their end, so we are not having that. In terms of, we are not having also that by what, probably in the month of or next the first quarter of the next financial year.
ओके सर, मेरा और क्वेश्चन है, मैं लाइन में वापस से आऊँगा। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, 2 questions, sir. आपका जो order inflow का जो guidance है FY22 का, sir वो 10,000 crore है, am I right, sir?
Order inflow was between 10,000 to, I would say 10,000, 15,000 crore kind of inflow, which we were projecting on the year beginning, the day, on day 1 of the year. Now, right now, because 4,000 crore, 3,000 something crore, which we already received, so it's between around 10,000 crore of order inflow we are expecting.
Overall, right?
Yeah.
Sir,
overall means 10,000 plus 3,000 something, or 14,000 overall.
14,000 overall. Understood. So what is so given the order book and given the order inflow expected in the next in the Q4, what is your revenue guidance for FY22 and FY23?
Revenue guidance, I think the last question also I have given the guidance that probably this year, because we have got the appointed date delayed. So otherwise we could have achieved more, growth. But this year revenue growth would be in the range of 5 to 10% compared to previous year. And for next financial year, again, this is the same days unless until we receive some EPC projects which could be, executed at the earliest, I would say, where the execution delay is not there, or appointed delay is not there, appointed date delay is not there, because we believe that in EPC generally appointed date is declared fast.
So this quarter particularly EBITDA margin काफी कम था, अब क्या expect करते हैं FY23 में? So will we go back to 16% at least?
The EBITDA margin हमारा 16% or 18% is also comfortable once generally we are getting a higher EBITDA in the HAM projects. If we are executing more HAM projects, we'll be getting higher of EBITDA. Right? If we are executing EPC, our EPC margin is in the range of 14-15% only.
Understood, sir. And can you please discuss your experience in transmission bids which you have participated? वहाँ competition कैसा है, sir? Road से कम है, कैसा है? How do you find it?
See, transmission में what has happened in last 2-3 years, there was not much project which was bidded in transmission. So that's why what we believe is that abhi tak there is a it's good level of competition exists in the transmission as well. But going forward, as on date also, as we speak, around 15 to 16,000 crore of projects which are to be bid is the pipeline of transmission projects is there. So there will be going forward that the competition would be, going down, and our experience in terms of our understanding which we have collected so far in terms of while bidding the two projects, we are getting confidence. So we believe that we'll be able to execute or we'll be able to enter into this transmission sector successfully. That's the belief.
Understood, sir. Thank you and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have the next question from the line of Ashish Shah from Centrum Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, ये जो InvIT हम plan कर रहे हैं, so what is the quantum of equity that we expect कि हम उसमें से monetize कर पाएंगे for us? Any calculations, any estimate that we have?
See, हम लोग जो InvIT जो plan कर रहे हैं, it is not for the purpose of that to get the immediate to release the capital immediately. This is our long-term plan where हम लोग को ये लगता है कि once we'll see, then my cycle would be complete, as I explained earlier also, that while taking more projects on hand, I'll be able to flip it off to that InvIT vehicle, and my cycle would be in terms of developing that project and filling up my equity would be complete. ये मेरे को ऐसा लगता है. So हम लोग को ऐसा urgency कोई नहीं है कि this much of capital is required within 6 months or 12 months. उतना कोई challenge नहीं है. Only thing is that we want to make this InvIT successful platform. Where probably you'll be adding more investors into this platform. I'll be able to So my process would be perpetual. Now it would become perpetual. I'll be taking more and we'll be giving it off to that vehicle. And or us vehicle mein we are also expecting that we'll be adding. I'll be holding certain stake of that vehicle, but yeah, we'll be adding from outside world also the asset, where we will be having the opportunity to do the O&M activities for those assets. So that thought process is different. We are looking some business opportunity out of that vehicle rather than having an immediate cash flow from this. And जो project हमने लगाया है, as on date, we are having invested around 1,300 crore of equity into existing HAM projects. 1,300 crore का और लगाना है हमारे को. ये सारा ही monetize करना है ना. So we'll be अब उसके ऊपर कितना आएगा, that depends again on the valuation part, which is we'll be discussing with various bankers and all that. But वो तो पूरा ही monetize करेंगे ना फिर.
Sure. Sir, also return के perspective से जैसे अगर एक बार HAM COD हो जाता है तो we'll be able to also refinance it at a much lower cost versus let's say InvIT में अगर कोई investor आता है, they may at least have a maybe a 10-11% expectation, 10% के आसपास अगर होता है. So in which case we may end up giving more return, right, to the if it is 10% or so for the InvIT holder versus अगर हम refinancing कर लेंगे तो that could be far cheaper. So I don't know if, I may be wrong, but sir, I'm just saying if we as a company we have evaluated this option, alternative option.
Refinancing में जो we can't go long term by way of choosing this kind of option. अपने को long term जाना है तो we have to, because see, if we want to bid more HAM and more HAM, right, then we have to have investor with us, who is having patient capital, who can infuse a long term. So then I'll be more comfortable leading, and I'll be more comfortable taking more projects. Once if I have this comfort of the backing of some investors, that they are the investor who would be providing providing us that low cost capital. So I'll be taking more, and my profit is in EPC. I want to earn more from EPC rather than so I'm not targeting the return on that the investment which I will be putting into that InvIT, right? It is not even my objective. Because investment at the GR level, we don't think that we will be by putting our money into that investment activity will be able to give more return to the investor. No, that we don't believe. हम तो EPC करेंगे, काम करेंगे तो पैसा बनेगा. So point is there at if we go by that philosophy, then when we need investor, either I have to sell it or I have to have some support from investors where I can go for because of that I'll be able to take more projects. And then only I'll be able to earn more.
Sure, sir. So just last question. We said that our equity plus loan as of December is 1,303, and as of March it was 1,255. So this will be the net increase, right? So आपने equity डाली होगी ज़्यादा, but there will be some loan that you might have got back also, right? So because this number otherwise is quite small, no?
Right.
1255. So sir, how much money would have come back to us from between April to December?
Maybe around I would say 200 crore approx.
Okay. So 200 crore हमको वापस आया, and we have invested something like 48 crores or thereabouts.
Right.
So net basis. So 250 is what we have actually invested on a gross basis.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe 200 or
approximately. Fair enough, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Tina Virmani from Kotak Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is related to the mix of HAM and EPC. Like you mentioned that certain projects got delayed and appointed dates got delayed, but they have mostly come by now. So will the proportion of HAM projects not increase in FY23, and will it not support margins in FY23?
Yeah, I mean, as on date, my outstanding order book is having 67% of HAM projects and balance is EPC.
Right.
So logically, because we are generally having more margin into HAMs, so logically it should support that margin also in next financial year.
So now that appointed dates are there, we shouldn't expect any execution related issues in these HAM projects. कुछ ऐसा project specific कोई issue नहीं रहेगा ना? Execution will be normalized after.
12,000 crore is order under execution out of 14,600 crore. Total pending order book. Out of that total pending order book, around 12,000 crore. 11, or you can say 11 because 12,000 is as of December.
Right.
So around 11,000 crore of order is under execution.
So basically HAM projects में भी कोई issue नहीं रहेगा आगे execution में. So HAM execution will increase.
Yes,
which should technically or logically should support margins from the current level.
Absolutely.
तो सर इसमें अभी जो आप पावर T&D में बिड सबमिट कर रहे हैं उसमें मार्जिन्स क्या टारगेट कर रहे हैं?
See, those are the EPC kind of things we are targeting. वो 13-14% ही आएगा.
Okay. So that may be margin dilutive if it is at a bigger scale.
EPC is, I mean, we are comfortable with this kind of margin. 13-14-15% के आसपास.
Okay, so it will be similar to road EPC.
Right.
Okay. Got it, sir. And in terms of the ordering opportunities next year, how are you seeing the ordering opportunities mainly in the road as well as in the other segments?
Yeah, so we are targeting transmission where we are getting comfort over the period. We are targeting railways, metros, and road again. Road is as a major component.
So road में सर अभी कुछ gain आपको लग रहा है कि from the current levels it will increase after March next year in FY23?
Road execution you mean to say?
नहीं sir, order inflow.
See, order inflow for
GR.
Order inflow, so I think it is going to increase because जो competition है अभी, which we don't believe that it will be continuing for next 6 months. तो उस टाइम में आई डोंट थिंक कि अब जो there are so many small companies who have taken 4, 5, 6 hands. अभी वो compete I don't think they मतलब अब उनका
will be able to compete.
नहीं I don't comment on that, but point is that they would be busy with their own execution, right?
Right. I got the point.
करना है उनका initial setup करना है and a company with kind of top line 1,000 crore having HAM projects around 5,000 crore, तो उनका अपना struggle है, right? So I don't think that they would be coming more. That's my belief. I may be wrong, but then it is time will tell. But then next year probably I believe that the competition will go down certainly.
Okay. So if this year if you are targeting an overall inflow of around 13, this 10 which you are targeting in February and March. Next year, order inflow can be in a similar range, or we can expect 5 to 10% increase from the levels of 13,000 crores?
No. I mean, so next year we can target 20,000. I mean, we are comfortable. Fine. We could have achieved. I mean, we could also receive this year also with more than 50,000 crore order, subject to that the margin and the quality of the order, right?
Right.
As on that, we are comfortable with the 20,000 crore order also. That's not a big challenge. Because we are very well equipped in terms of manpower, machinery, and money terms.
Okay. Got it, sir. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you.
We have the next question from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. सर कैपेक्स आपने बोला 9 months में हमने 236 करोड़ कर लिया है, तो अभी 4th quarter में कितना, and in general the range would be 350 odd crore yearly capex that we would be incurring.
तो capex तो सर क्या है कि मतलब डिपेंड्स करता है कि in case if you are getting more order और नया order मिलता रहेगा तो generally it is 3 to 5% of the order which I told in our earlier call also. अभी तक 235 है, नया काम ज़्यादा आया नहीं है, तो what we believe that should be within 300 crore for the current year. That's how we target for the current year. ठीक है, मतलब 300 से 500 crore depending on the what kind of what number of new orders we will be adding.
Okay. Second sir, working capital जो थोड़ा सा minor increase हुआ है, so will it come back to the normal 70, so the core cash conversion days, inventory data payable 72 days will be there by March?
My working capital also showing that increase maybe because of one reason that the mobilization advance is getting down. Probably in earlier version, this number is including mobilization of March 2021. So I have to check back, to check again. I mean, so maybe because with every passing quarter, my mobilization advance is showing outstanding in my balance sheet is going down. So that's might be the reason. But otherwise, I think what we believe is that largely it is in the range of, I mean, maybe 2-3 days here and there, but we are comfortable and it's not a, we don't think there is any big issue in terms of working capital management.
Okay. And sir, I just wanted to understand, as you said in the previous reply, that in HAM, sub-debt of 200 has been repaid. So despite there is a bank loan, we can still repay our sub-debt. First pay the bank loan, then only we can pay our sub-debt.
Yeah, so I missed you in between, but what I could understand from this conversation is that what you are asking is that we have got our money back without making payment to the existing, I mean that outstanding bank loan, right?
Right. So I just wanted to understand, सर ऐसा restriction तो नहीं है कि पहले बैंक का लोन खत्म करेंगे तो ही हमारा सब डेट?
नहीं, so ऐसा नहीं है. So point is when we are going for refinancing, so हम लोग we are going for some top up debt. So this is the condition only that we have to raise additional debt over there, and when additional debt is raised at SPV level, it will be utilized only for the purpose of or only for the, I mean there is no other way, I mean to utilize that of top up loan which will be raising at the time of refinancing, but to repay the subordinated loan extended by the promoter.
ओके एंड सर ये ट्रांसमिशन का जो है वहाँ पे हम लोगों का व्हाट्स द थॉट प्रोसेस इन द टर्म्स ऑफ द इक्विटी दैट वी कैन लॉक इन देयर margin you already mentioned 13-14%.
See, our target initially for transmission is that probably we'll be bidding for around 1,000 crore of projects, where my equity commitment would be around 300-400 crore of equity sort of, commitment which we are expecting for the transmission, right? And that depends on, again, if competition, and depends on a little bit here and there, but then depends on the competition also.
ओके सो दो प्रोजेक्ट जो है उसमें से एक प्रोजेक्ट का अभी भी रिजल्ट आना बाकी है ट्रांसमिशन में.
नो सो हमने दो प्रोजेक्ट बिड किया था एंड ट्रांसमिशन में देयर इज अ प्रोसेस कॉल्ड रिवर्स ऑक्शन. एक प्रोजेक्ट में रिवर्स ऑक्शन हो चुका है एंड वी वर L2 एट दैट पर्टिकुलर.
हाँ वो मैं समझा. तो सेकंड का अभी बचा हुआ है.
अभी सेकंड का अभी होना बाकी है.
ओके सर एक लास्ट था थोड़ा समझना था ब्रॉडली अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए कि सर कैन वी स्टार्ट गिविंग द लिस्ट ऑफ टॉप 10-15 प्रोजेक्ट्स इन प्रेजेंटेशन so that people can have or investor can have a better understanding how each project over last 2, 3, 4 quarters how they are contributing in revenue and which project is actually not moving. So that's a simple request would be better to will help the entire investor community in terms of the forecasting the revenue at project level. So that's the humble request, and at the same time in terms of the HAM equity, if you can also give the same in terms of the presentation that these are the 16 HAM projects and whatever the new would be added, how much equity, as you said, 200 crore is loan as repaid. So what was the equity invested as on in each project as on March and now in December? So that would be more helpful. That's the only request.
No, so Sean bhai, your suggestion well taken. Then point is, आप समझो sir, in terms of when we say that the number of projects, ongoing projects, generally we are having 15 to 17 or 18 or something kind of the ongoing projects जो अपने पास में रहता है. And अभी in this current period we have completed 8 projects. तो एक तो उससे समझ में आ जाता है सर कि कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट किस तरीके से मूव हो रहा है, मतलब इन जनरल इफ यू टॉक अबाउट. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट स्पेसिफिक नंबर्स, देन उसमें क्या है, बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस है. चैलेंजेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ दैट वी हैव समटाइम्स वी गॉट सीओएस ऑर्डर, समटाइम्स वी गॉट क्लेम, समटाइम्स वी गेट डिफरेंट कंसिडरेशन वी गॉट आउट ऑफ द ऑर्डर. तो उसको रिकॉन्साइल करने में अपने को 2 घंटा 4 घंटा लगाना पड़ेगा, आपकी टीम को, मेरी टीम को. और अदरवाइज इट विल नॉट बी by putting just probably I'll be creating more confusion rather than the clarification. So मेरे को या हमारे को ये लगता है कि if you talk about specific in the numbers, it will be very difficult because you have to apply, and everybody has to apply a different level of mind. और उसको समझने में और कैसे क्या समझेंगे, that God knows. But this is the challenge which we are facing, or we have been facing into while reconciling our order book also. हम लोग खुद भी कई बार समझ नहीं पाते हैं. So this is one thing. And HAM का जो equity का बात है कि that this number of equity is to be put into those number of HAMs, I think we can add on what equity is to be added into which HAM, right? What equity commitment is pending in which HAM, that we can do probably, and then there is no doubt about it. कि जो 1300 करोड़ का इक्विटी जो हमारे को डालना है इन नेक्स्ट 2.5 year, इन विच हैम व्हाट नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी कमिटमेंट इज देयर एंड व्हाट इज द आउटस्टैंडिंग अमाउंट, वो अपन डाल सकते हैं सर. उसमें देयर इज नो कंफ्यूजन. वो वी कैन डू दिस, राइट.
हाँ सर, नहीं सर, उसका द चैलेंज फ्रॉम आवर साइड इज दैट दो चीज. एक तो सर आप भी कैलकुलेट जिस क्वार्टर में, जैसे आपने बताया कि क्लेम है, बोनस है ये क्वार्टर में और 9 months है, सो वो कैलकुलेशन तो प्रोजेक्ट लेवल पे आप कर ही रहे हैं, ऑर्डर बुक का वैल्यू आप दे ही रहे हैं. तो इन एनी वे यू वुड बी नोइंग कि हर प्रोजेक्ट में कितना चेंज इन स्कोप है, कितना क्लेम, बोनस, वो सब चीज़ तो आप दे ही रहे हैं. सो वॉट एवर यू आर सेइंग सर 2-4 hours, so that is up to you, but in any way you are calculating and wasting time on that, and rather it should be a more system-based driven because that should be the case. Otherwise, would be difficult for you also to. And second, sir, जो ham का जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना आगे डालने का है, so अगर आगे जैसे
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Shravan Shah. I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. I will request you to come back in queue as we have other participants waiting, sir. Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mr. Alok Ranjan. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hi. Good afternoon, sir. So just two questions from my end. One is that we are seeing change in the cycle coming with inflation inching up, and maybe the surplus liquidity that was there in the economy will start to see reduction and rate rising very soon. So my question is, how does that impact HAM bidding competitiveness? Do you see competition getting eased in asset portfolio in rising interest rate scenario? And second question, sir, I joined late, so I don't know if you have answered it, but given the budget which came, especially on the road side, is your order inflow expectation in FY20 after the only modest 2% growth in the road capex that was given from the center side? These were the two questions from my side.
Yeah. So first question was about rising interest scenario. See, the beauty of HAM is that it is insulated from the interest rate. I mean, whether it is interest rate is moving up or going down, HAM remains the same because the revenue which is accruing to that HAM project is linked to the MCLR of top 5 banks. So if let's say lenders are increasing the rate, bankers are increasing the rate, my revenue would be increasing, and so would be my cost. So it would be kind of neutral, I would say. So it is not dependent on the interest rate movement. So to that extent, I believe that there is no change in terms of interest rate. Second, your second question was in terms of my order expectations. Yeah, of course. I mean, this time we are more bullish, I would say, going forward because road. Yeah, I mean road. It is almost, I would say, level is maintained for more. The budget allocation is almost same, but in other sector, it has government plan is clear, government vision is clear that they want to increase the capex, capital expenditure, and visible also from the budget announcement where they have. I mean, in last year of total budgeted amount, they have spent around 84% into revenue expenditure and 16% was the capex. In the current year, they have raised that capex from 16 to 19%, and it is only 81% which is revenue. So, yes, I mean, as Indra also told in his opening speech that Parvatmala program is also being launched, and multi-modal logistic park is also being launched by the railway. So what we believe is that going forward, the infra opportunities, there is a high opportunities in terms of infra. And probably would be and we also started diversifying into we are not only relying on road sector, so we believe that we'll be getting more orders in the coming year.
Got it. So just one follow up. So my question on the HAM, especially on the rising interest rate part, was that whether the competition gets reduced when the interest rate rises, especially when you will be bidding for the HAM. Do you see lower competition in the rising interest rate scenario in the HAM, or it will remain the same irrespective?
Yeah. I mean, so for disciplined player, because the disciplined player would be able to raise interest. I mean, raise the funding at the lower rate, of course. And in case particularly specifically liquidity is getting squeezed, then a good player would be able to get easy money, and a small player may not be or I would not say that it's small player, but the person who will be bidding in some certain disciplined manner, they would be getting money probably within their budgetary costs. This is going to place. I mean, for us, I think I believe that if interest rate is moving, it will be acting in my favor.
Got it. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We take the next question from the line of Mr. Hardik Bora from Union Mutual Funds. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone. सर से एक चीज़ के लिए क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए थी ये इनविट के बारे में कि ये इनविट शुरू होने की टाइमलाइन क्या है?
इनविट का टाइमलाइन so I mean we have taken the step in this direction. तो इनविट लॉन्च करने का मतलब लॉन्च करने की अगर बात करेंगे तो मे बी 6 to 9 months that I believe and depending on I mean that's the feedback so far we have received from the bankers.
ओके सो ये इनविट आने की वजह से आपने कहा कि हमारे कैपिटल को टर्न करने की कैपेबिलिटी काफ़ी सुधर जाएगी और हमें दूसरे किसी बायर के पास जाना नहीं पड़ेगा. विल हैव अ रेडी व्हीकल. सो हमारा विन रेशियो आगे जाकर काफ़ी सुधर सकता है बिकॉज हमारे पास वो एक एडवांटेज होगा जो शायद से कॉम्पिटिशन के पास ना हो. So that is the expectation going forward, right? We should look forward to.
Right.
Okay. सर दूसरी क्वेश्चन के डाइवर्सिफिकेशन पे तो रोड एंड ब्रिजेस के अलावा हमारी लॉन्ग टर्म स्ट्रैटेजी नेक्स्ट 5 या 10 साल में कुछ हमने कोई टारगेट रखा है कि हमने कितना परसेंटेज ऑर्डर बुक का 5% से मे बी दूसरे सेगमेंट से फोकस करना चाहते हैं? कोई नंबर है आपके ध्यान में, आप कुछ शेयर कर सकते हो उसके ऊपर?
तो देखिए ये जो कोई भी इंजीनियरिंग कंपनी के लिए रोड्स अकेले सेक्टर हो भी नहीं सकता क्योंकि अनलिमिटेड टाइम तक तो रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन चलेगा भी नहीं. इस तरह से कहीं न कहीं तो सेचुरेशन होगा ही. उससे पहले अपन दूसरे सेक्टर्स भी देख रहे हैं. जैसे अभी अपन ने इस साल ही पावर ट्रांसमिशन बिडिंग स्टार्ट किया है तो ये हो गया, रेलवे हो गया, हाई स्पीड रेल हो गया. उसके अलावा भी दूसरे जो भी इंजीनियरिंग सेक्टर्स हैं उसके ऊपर हम वर्क करते हैं और जहाँ भी अपॉर्चुनिटी हमको नजर आएगी जो लॉन्ग टर्म में हो. अपॉर्चुनिटी का मतलब अगर शॉर्ट टर्म अपॉर्चुनिटी है तो वहाँ हम नहीं जाते. यानी अगर लॉन्ग टर्म अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगी तो निश्चित तौर पर जीआर इंफ्रा ईपीसी पेयर में कम्पीट करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
ओके ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Thank you. We take the next question from the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my question. Just a bookkeeping question. तो सर आपने कहा था कि we have about 1,303 crore exposure to HAM assets totally. If you could break it up into investment and loans and advance to subsidiaries, that would be helpful.
Loans and advances around 870 crore something and balance is I think equity. Just hold on.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Yeah, 872 crore is something. Yeah, loans and advances. Yeah.
Thanks and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, we take the last question from the line of Tanvi Jain from HEM Securities Limited. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Just wanted to ask a few bookkeeping questions only. One, I was just seeing the cost of raw materials. So it has increased to 69% this quarter, whereas it was 63% last year. You said the main fall in EBITDA margin is on account of CSR as well as the bad debts. So why there's such an increase? And I guess this is also contributing to the low EBITDA margin.
See, cost of raw material actually probably this is some manufacturing activities we are doing, right? It is not that related to that the project which we have been executing. So cost of material, if you think probably I exactly don't have number right in front of me, but you can see that the cost of raw material is not that much big in terms of compared to my revenue, right?
So I'm talking about the construction expenses, sir. The construction expense and cost of material together. So construction expense as a percentage to revenue has increased steeply.
Construction expenses
along with cost of material.
The cost of material I already told you that is
okay. It's only leading to the manufacturing activity.
Right. And then construction expenses, because my construction revenue has gone down, right? Because the bonus, right? Which is the major impact I told you, right?
Okay. So, sir, this bonus income, we should see it as a very one-time affair because as and when the projects get completed, then only you can get some early completion of bonus income. So how do you look into that? How do we look into that? So when can we expect?
So in our earlier call also, we clearly mentioned that bonus is not a recurring income. Reason being that of late now, authorities have also, recognized this fact that the contractors are executing way before, the time given to them. So they have also curtailed the time period of our execution. So largely, probably 3 years back, most of the projects were, ordered, whatever projects were ordered, awarded, it was coming with the 2.5 years to 3 years of construction period. Nowadays, it is mostly 1.5 years to 2 years of the construction period. So bonus, I don't think is going to, I don't think they're in my balance.
Okay. And so one question, the order book right now standing at 14,598 levels, whereas in September 21 it was at 15,700. So how much inflow was there in this particular quarter? And if there was not much execution and completion in this quarter, then why the order book has gone down?
No. So 592 crore is the only.
So that is the L1. I'm talking about the order book.
You are talking about. So okay. So last time it was
15,700 crores.
15,700 crore. Now it is 1,100 crore, right?
It is 14,600 crores. Yes.
Maybe because of वही gap वही रहता है. So so यही change रहता है. So point is, we can you just write a mail to us and probably I'll give you the difference because right now I'm not having in front of me.
Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I hand over the conference to the management for closing comments. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
सभी को थैंक्स, सभी इन्वेस्टर्स को जो कंपनी में विश्वास रखते हैं और आगे इसी तरह से रखते रहेंगे. हम आपके विश्वास पे पूरा रखते हुए आगे इसी तरह से कंपनी को और जो देश के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में नए फुटप्रिंट्स पे काम करते हुए आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे. थैंक यू. थैंक्स टू ऑल.
Thank you very much.